Oh man, get down All right, ladies and gentlemen, bass players from Ohio, bass players from Michigan, bass players from LA. Welcome to the basement. That's BASSMINT. And you know how we do in the basement. They come while we record. That's what we do. That was wonderful, sir. Can you tell us your name?
I'm TITUS McCLARY.
TITUS McCLARY, a good friend of the bass, a good friend of the bass guitar, a good friend of the basement. You've been here a couple of times now.
That's correct.
And I've been lying to him for years, talking about I'm gonna get that interview. So who just walked in behind me?
Who's that?
Robert Lopaka.
Robert.
One of my students. Okay, that's
Robert?
good.
Come on.
All right, so look, I want to do this interview with you right quick, but before I get to that, I got to introduce the panel. I thank you all for coming. And if you're watching this, you're welcome. There is no, you're not worthy. That don't exist with us.
Nope.
Just because Titus just killed it,
Right.
that don't mean that you can't come and be a part of this.
Right, you can borrow them notes.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. So let me introduce the rest of the panel. On my fret hand side, tell us your name, sir.
I'm Derwin Davis from Cleveland, Ohio.
Thank you for coming all the way from Cleveland. You know I used to live in Cleveland. And I'm gonna try not to make this about me, Titus. Look, y'all know how I do. They chew me out all the time, so I'm gonna shut up this time. Tell us your name, Pope.
My name is Pope Star, Pope Tropolis, Pope Nodic, and I'm straight from the Popetropolis.
Okay, yeah. And next to Pope, tell us your name.
Johan Varner from Akron, Ohio.
Okay. Thank you for joining us
Thank you, sir.
from the hometown of LeBron and Steph Curry. I mean, from the birthplace, excuse me, not the hometown. Can't wait to interview you, brother. I want to hear some LeBron, Steph Curry. You from Akron, come on now.
I don't know nothing about them yet.
And over here also is our gracious host. Tell us your name, sir.
Steve Burkholz.
Steve, thank you for letting us use the basement. Thank you for providing the lighting and the electricity. Couldn't do this without you. And I'm gonna see if this camera go all the way over behind me. Not behind me, onto my other side. And yay, tell us your name, sir.
Yeah, Carl Heitecker from St. Clair.
All right, so now I'm gonna go to my other side, which is called my pluck hand side. And some more people. Tell us your name, sir.
My name is Earl Davis, aka Max Proud on YouTube.
Right, I love that channel. Y'all go check out the channel.
Yes, sir.
Next to him, tell us your name, sir.
Hi, I'm Steve Tufel. I come from the Royal Oak area originally, but I live up in Harbor Beach now, up in the Thumb there.
Oh, okay, right. And then the guy who we just posted his interview. Tell us your name, sir.
Don Max, otherwise known as D-Max, from Inkster, Michigan.
Inkster, Michigan, my hometown.
He's a low-light specialist.
Y'all don't know this guy. This is an unsung superstar. We're gonna interview him next. See how humble bass players. Y'all ain't gonna be humble on my show. I'm telling all y'all music business. Okay. All right. What's your name, sir?
I'm Doug LeBeau. Last 50 plus years in LA, and now Clinton Township the last 3 years.
He had to come to be a Detroit bass player. That's what we do, folks.
All right. Amen.
And then next to him, tell us your name.
Morgan Garrett from Wayne, Michigan.
Yeah. Morgan Garrett, one of my students, and she's also a bass player. Can I see your bass, please?
What? Nice.
Yeah. She likes purple. So anyway, with that said, Titus, welcome to the basement. That's BASSMINT. Thank you for coming. And the first question I'd like to ask you, and everybody knows what this is,
Yes,
you can
sir.
join in.
Right.
When did you start playing the bass?
And why?
Well, what had happened was, it was the guys in my neighborhood. I was born and raised in Holland Park. On the corner, right around the block from me, Ted Waterhouse stayed. Down the street from him, Byron Miller lived. Down the street from me, Jimmy Palmer lived. I'm talking about three of the baddest bass players ever touched the fretboard right there. Okay? And these is guys that lived in my neighborhood. But the guys in my neighborhood that started the band were some younger guys my age. And I went to their rehearsal. I had never played bass before, but I did dabble with the piano and I played trombone in middle school. So when I went to their rehearsal, their first rehearsal, they up there, bass player playing on only the E string. 4-string bass shaped like a 4-string bass shaped like a violin, and he playing only on the E string. And I'm sitting there watching him at rehearsal. And I could see the mistakes he was making. I had never played him with bass before, but just in the way he was doing, I could tell if he moved that note here and moved that note there, it would sound better. So at the end of their rehearsal, I asked them, let me try. And I said, y'all play the same song. And we did it. And it was like,
Emotion.
Yes. Best of my
okay, nah, this is the first song I ever played in my life on the bass.
Wow.
And when I seen that what he was doing wrong, and when I got on and did it, I was like, this is what I want. This is what I want. I had played piano, I had played trombone, I had played.
How old were you? How old were you at that time?
13.
All right.
Between 13 and 14 years old.
Wow.
That is awesome. Now, what is that you got in your hand, brother? Tell me what that is.
This is a Fender Jazz, American-made Fender Jazz. I love it. I bought it brand new. I bought it offline, but I bought it brand new. And when I got it and took it out the box, it took me a minute to take the stickers off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fell in love with it, man.
How many basses do you have?
I have 3 right now.
What's the other 2?
A Melba Fender Jazz, and I have a Fender Squire Jazz style.
All right.
Okay, so I have
All of them 5 strings? Or?
all 5-string, all jazz style. One of them has 24 frets.
Okay.
Okay. A Fender?
Yes.
How'd you do that?
They make one.
They make one. And I was blessed to get it. I bought it from Keith Russell.
Who, you just named a couple, but who are some of your influences bass-wise or bass mentors or whatever?
See, when I got into this bass thing, I got into it for real. So I fell in love and went way back. Okay, so when I heard Charlie Mingus do Moaning,
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, this here is where I want to be.
You're upright. Can you turn the volume? Can you turn the volume of that amp down?
No, just turn your bass down.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Continue, please.
Okay, so yeah, so I like Charlie Mingus, but Stanley Clarke was the one that pushed me where learning songs was no problem for me. See, when I moved from Elmhurst where Ted and Jimmy and Byron and them stayed. I moved on Highland Street. Well, then I fell in love. I heard about Stanley Clarke playing in School Day. And I went in the shed in my room, up in the attic,
Been there.
and stayed with School Days till I could pretty much play that solo. But I stayed in there, in that shed, working on nothing but School Days.
Yeah.
So I give Stanley Clarke a lot of credit because after learning as much as I could in School Days, when I came back to learning regular music,
It was a breeze, right? It was a breeze.
I grew up.
Right.
I grew up.
That
It was
is-
like,
Yeah.
Regular music was nothing no more because all the effort I put into Stellan, you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
made me do it when he went.
Yes, sir.
You know that that amazed me that people who play regular music closetly can play Stanley Clark, Jocko,
Yeah.
but there's no place to play it. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's crazy.
Okay, but look, quit it, stop it. you making me jealous. Who else? Who else? Some of your
Okay.
other favorite bass?
Brian Carter.
A Detroit bass player.
That's right. I had to give credit to everybody, man. Ralph Armstrong, man.
Detroit
One of
bass
the
royalty.
best, you know what I'm saying? I had to give credit to, like I already said, Byron Miller, but
Yeah, Detroit
Marcus
bass
Miller. I had to
Yes,
give
sir.
the Victor Wooten. I had to give credit to all these guys that I studied, man, and just learned. Don't get me wrong, I play gospel. There's some gospel players that'll make you scratch your head.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's
Go to
what
church.
they got. That's what they get
Yes,
to
sir.
show off at
Yeah.
in gospel.
Yeah, because they doing the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Now, when you mentioned the bass that you have,
Right.
if you can have any bass in the whole entire world, what kind would it be?
Right now, I'm thinking about giving me a Sadowski.
Oh my Lord, we in a Sadowski. We in a Sadowski house right now.
Over here, here's the Sadowski family. You at the Sadowski house.
Yeah.
It's a 5 and a 4.
Okay.
Five.
All right.
He's got
So here's another one for you.
I got 2 5s.
What is it that you like about the bass guitar? What is it that you like or what love about it? Excuse me, we don't like these bass, we love. What
You know
is
what
it?
it is about the bass?
Yeah.
The bass is the foundation.
Yes, sir. It's the canvas.
If you listen to, and I didn't even mention, James Jameson,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Another
The
Detroit
way-
bass player.
One finger.
The Claw, right?
Right.
Okay. Everybody in Detroit, bass players should know how to play What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Right, but everybody don't do it right.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you, why is it that you love it? I didn't think I get a clear answer to that. Why you
I
love it? baby?
think the bass is part of my life. The bass is the most important part of my life. Then, I mean, don't get me wrong, God come first.
Yeah.
I love my wife,
Of course.
but my bass, when everything else failed, my bass got my back. When I ain't got a dime, I can hustle with my bass.
You know what? That reminds me that you've been playing for. You started at 13,
Right.
and you look about 33 now. So you've been playing for 20 years.
Ooh, man, God bless you. I'm 63 years old, brother.
Same age as me. What
Young.
what year?
January 2nd, 1962.
Okay.
Young.
January what?
Second.
My sister's birthday is
Number
January 6th.
Right behind you.
All right, so look, let me ask you this. So you've been playing with a lot of people. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. I gotta put this out here, folks. For those of you watching, Titus McCLARY. There we
Stop
go.
that, baby.
That's the ghetto right there behind it.
That is my phone, actually, and that's original song playing. With Terry Frierson from Sounds of Blackness.
He did that on purpose. What great timing is that?
Really?
That is a song I did with Terry Frierson from Sounds of Blackness.
Oh, man.
That
It's
is
original
great.
pitch right there.
And that's what I'm getting at. Some of the work that Titus has done. And he's AKA Titus Bass.
Yep.
Band leader for Just Us Band. That's who you playing with currently, right?
Yep.
And y'all hitting all of Detroit.
I hit a lot of spots.
Jazz on top.
Yup, shops on top.
And you're fortunate enough to play with a lot of great musicians
Yup.
and producers. The Big Rick Wofford Blues Band.
Wayford Blues Band. Big Rick Rayford was one of the best guitar players, man, back in the 70s.
Yeah,
We was at Dummy George. We was everywhere, man.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. The Robert Bateman Studio.
Robert Bateman wrote for Martha Reed, the Vandellas, Parliament Funkadella, had studios all over the place.
I ain't finished. The Fast Break Band.
Bass Break Band, original band I was in from Holland Park, featuring Steve Lee on drum, Marvin Doyle on sax, Kevin Jackson. Yep.
You played with Sidney Jones and Galen McKinney, a Detroit royalty on the drum.
Yep, the band was named EIE. Sidney Jones was the leader. Galen McKinney played the drums. I also played in high school with Earl Davis, right here next to me, in the Holland Park Jazz Band.
There you go.
Wow, that's crazy. And you also played with another drummer, David Brandon, who's currently playing for the Dramatics. Is he doing the Dramatics and Spinner?
Yeah, he do it all.
Yeah.
And Larry Lee in the Back of the Day Band. Yep.
And another great drummer, Gabe Gonzalez of Parliament Funkadelic.
I play with Gabe all the time. Currently his bass player. We're going to be playing at the Hash Bash in April. I'm playing with Gabe at the Hash Bash.
And his band is the Enema Squad.
Enema Squad.
You played with them, and you also played with Tony Stratt and the P-Funk Outlaws.
I played with Stratt before he passed. That's my brother, man. I love Stratt.
Yep.
Andre Fox and the second Psychedelic Ghetto Pimp.
Andre Fox also played with Parliament Funkadelic. He was the guy that wore the wedding dress.
Right.
Hassan Watkins and the Camaro Brothers. That's the original band.
That's right. It's Hassan Watkins sang with the Miracles currently, but he also has some original material, which I'm on the videos on YouTube.
All right, we're gonna get to that, and we can't forget to mention Sheila Brody.
From the Brides of Funkistan.
Oh,
That's my baby. I played with her. We did gigs, and I'm currently working on some original music of her.
and here.
Man, never buy tickets from a cowboy.
I performed that with her. Got it on video.
That had to be fun to play. Do you know who the original bass player was for
Longest
that?
song ever.
I'm not sure if it was Peanut
Or was it Jimmy Ali?
or it could have been Jimmy. I'm not sure. Yeah.
He say the longest song ever. You sure the Temptations?
No, more Marvin Gaye with
Papa was
I like to
longest
party hot. That was
No, Brad's got it.
You have to give it up.
the other one. What's the other one to take a long time? Another song.
Needy.
Lady.
It's probably between them two.
No, I got to give it up by Marvin Gaye.
Is a long one too.
This is a whole side of the album.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Titus, for.
Yes, sir.
I'm a big fan. Not so much about your body of work, but because you smile and your smile is infectious.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro.
I mean that because every time I see you at the Detroit Bass Day, which this year, 2025, I hope we all can make it. Detroit Bass Day is going to be August 9th, rain or shine. So if you're flying in, we ain't changing the date. It's going to be rain or shine.
Bring your
August 9th. The photo is at 12. I hope you all make it to the photo.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a family affair. This is an exclusive after the photo shoot at 12, and we're going to have 40 bass players plugged up to play some stuff, and we're doing a ladies tribute. Ladies of Bass tribute also. Now, all of those people you played with, all these gigs you did,
Right.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
I call it the spinal tap moment, which is supposed to mean that something weird happened during the performance, on stage, or in the audience. Any weird moments on the stage that made you have to scratch your head or say, I can't believe that just happened?
Yes, I did have one. Was a few years back, I was playing the Jazz on the Ave up on Liberal North 7 Mile. And I had on some blue pants, They bust wide open. My wife was right there.
That's crazy.
Everyone smiling.
Now I ain't want to keep you, right?
Right.
So I've exhausted all of my questions. However, we do have a great panel here in front of us and behind us. Anybody have any questions for this fine, heavy-hitting bass player?
I got one. So were there any bass players that you discovered, like from the music you listened to back in the day, like off of an album that you never heard of before? Because that's how it was for me, like with Slade.
Well, that's what I did. I used to, and Pope probably did the exact same thing. We used to read every album. And we knew the names.
That's
I
right.
knew Marcus Miller back when he first started playing with David Sanborn. That was way back in
It was like 17.
Yeah, 70, like 78, 79.
Or Dave Valentine.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So when you know, and then you can hear Marcus Miller tone. Even from back then, so when you read them albums and you know them names, you started to know who was who.
Right.
Any more questions for this fine bass player?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This is my man here.
My brother.
We go back to the elementary school.
Wow.
To Cub Scouts.
We were in the Cub Scouts together. But I tell you, I don't remember when I turned around and we each found out we played bass.
We was a jazz band.
Okay, no, jazz band, but I mean we was playing before that.
Yeah, we were both playing, but when we wound up both in jazz band, when we both really started playing. Okay. When we both really was like, oh, you really a player, huh?
Junior high school.
Oh, you really want? Yeah, because we was both in the same jazz band in high school.
High school.
And that same 12-bar blues I played.
Yeah.
I know that backwards and
That's the same thing I was doing. I was just doing the chorus for it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Same 12-bar blues. That's what our music
everywhere.
teacher taught us, David Booker.
Okay.
But he's a natural.
All right. So that's awesome. Any more questions for this fine bassist?
I just have one. I'm just interested in your string choices for the basses that you play the most.
You know what? When I purchase strings, I buy Ernie Ball. But these strings I got on, I want a bass day. You know what I'm saying? I want strings of bass day, and I'm just happy to use them.
What strings are there?
DRs.
Yeah.
DRs?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, how long do you keep your strings on before you train them?
When they get flat, couple of months.
Couple of months?
Yeah, a month or two, they dead. What you do? 2 weeks?
3 gigs.
3 gigs?
Because he a big time heavy
Yeah, but
hitter.
see, he hitting hard. Pope me.
3 gigs, that's like 1 day, Paul. That's like 1 day for Paul. Like, I play with this guy in the morning, I play with this guy in the afternoon, I play with this guy at night. That would be like 1 day for you, Paul. Same things every day.
Yeah, that's one of our heavy hitters. Just got through kicking it with Bernard Purdy and Dennis Chambers. Mad respect.
Buddy Miles
It was so good.
Yeah. All right, Titus. Anybody else have any questions?
I got a question. Anybody new you're listening to, or anybody kind of an unsung hero? One of the guys you heard in the studio back in the day in the 70s and 80s, and a lot of people haven't heard of him, but you really liked him?
You know what? I listen to a lot of different genres of music, and if I could go on my phone, I could give you some names of some new stuff that I do listen to, but just off the top of my head, it just not gonna come to me like that. But I do have some new stuff that's hot, like that girl, what's her name? She made New Shoes. Made a new song called New Shoes.
Judy Garland from The Wizard of Oz.
No, that was Red Shoes.
I know her name. I know you're talking
The
about.
Ruby Slipper.
Cinderella.
Don't know.
Oh, Michelle. Is that Michelle?
No, that's not Michelle David.
Nick West.
Mindy
Spalding.
Albee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Mindy. The name of the song is New Shoes. Listen to that.
Oh, Mindy Abill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Randy Jacobs.
She's a sax player.
Beast, man. I love her, man.
Mindy is a sax player though.
Yeah, but listen to a song.
That's who
New
he's
Shoes.
listening to, yeah.
That's who he said he's listening to, though.
Oh, okay.
Anybody new? Somebody new.
Okay, so look,
Mindy Hot.
that is awesome. Anybody else got any questions for this time, please? So anyway, Titus, I'm a big fan, like I said. So if we wanted to follow you, listen to you, is there any social media or websites that we can go to?
Well, like I say, I'm creating a website that's not up and running yet, but my Facebook page have Titus McCLARY, and the Just Us Band is part of my page. We have the Just Us Band on Facebook. And I have some original songs under Hassan Watkins, under Enema Squad.
Where?
On YouTube.
You got a YouTube channel, or we just
pull up YouTube?
Yeah, pull up
just
the
pull his
YouTube
name
stuff.
out.
Yeah.
Can we on YouTube? Can we type in Titus on bass? Will it come up then? Or
Under Enema Squad, or under Hassan Watkins, under different whatever artist I'm under.
Okay. So look, Titus, like I said, I ain't want to keep you. So, is there anything that you would like to say in closing?
In closing, honestly, I want to say I'm honored that you had me be here, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And I put God first.
Amen. Every
And
time.
after him, anything possible.
Yep.
Any advice to any up and coming bass players? And what I mean by up and coming is from 5 years old to 55 and up.
And this
Any
goes for
advice?
everybody that ever touched the bass in their life. The more you practice, the better you sound.
That's right.
All right, so that's cool. All right, so like I said, I didn't want to keep you. So thank you for being.
Yeah.
Thank you, Titus.
Thank you guys for having me.
If you could just play us something out.
Yeah, go ahead. Play something.
Play something else out. Play us out.
Play something you like. There we go. Huh?
Heat wave.
Yes, sir. What you talking about?
Right.
Boogie night. Oh, that's what you gotta be able to do.
Yes. Yes. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Sit down, sit down. Thank you, take the applause, brother. Take